Well, welcome, Ryan.
Thank
it's
you.
a pleasure to see you finally, because I must say I'm a keen fan of yours. Already, even like in Black Trinity, because I thought you were amazing in there. And then it was very pleasing to see you like in Wolverine Origins, and there you are again, like in a great movie called Deadpool, playing again Wade Wilson. But apparently, the history of Deadpool has been changed a bit. How come?
Well, the history of Deadpool has changed in Wolverine, not this. This is the real history of Deadpool. This is the one that comic book fans all over the world fell in love with. So, yeah, this is the real Deadpool.
Apparently, what I really loved about the movie is that there are no kind of compromise at all, apparently. But isn't there anything that you feel like, okay, I wished it would have been in there, including maybe like a third X-Men or something like that?
No, I think everything happened sort of for a reason. They gave, they gave us just enough money to make this movie so it would be 100% Deadpool. And there was actually no compromises at all, not even the rating. I mean, we got to make the movie rated R. We got to make the movie in such a way that we had every single key element of Deadpool in the film for fans. And there's millions of fans of Deadpool all over the world. So we've been starting to sample the movie for audiences, and they've just been flipping out over it. So that feels really good.
But what was it really that made it so difficult just to convince studios in order just to put money in it? Because apparently the main reason was that fans leaked some of the footage, and that convinced the studios. But how come? Because
well,
amazing.
The short story is that I've been trying to get this movie made for 11 years, and it's something I've been incredibly passionate about, and the studios were reluctant to make it because he's such an unusual character. I mean, he's a guy that has cancer. He enters the Weapon X program, and he's given the same regenerative healing abilities that Wolverine has, except that he's incredibly funny. He breaks the fourth wall. He talks to himself. He says he knows who Ryan Reynolds is. He knows who. I mean, he's incredibly meta. So the studio didn't really know how to implement this character, use this character, especially within the X-Men universe that they'd already established. So they kept saying no. And then myself and two other writers developed a script. We gave it to the studio. They thought it was the funniest script they'd ever read, except they still didn't know how to implement it into the universe. So they gave us a little bit of money to make test footage. Now this test footage eventually leaked onto the internet about 1.5 years ago, and the response was so overwhelming.
It was the car scene that was the leaked material.
Yes, exactly. And the response was so overwhelming and so clear-cut. I mean, from all over the world, it was like it broke the internet the next day. The studio greenlit the movie within 24 hours. They told us, you go make your movie. You win. So here we are.
But also, like, Hollywood is very complicated. How easy was it, just because all the tributes that you bringing up in that movie, let's say like in the beginning, Adventure Time, something like that. Yeah. How easy was it just to clear all of that stuff?
It was a nightmare. I mean, I'm not kidding. It was an absolute clearance nightmare, this movie. Just getting permission to use people's names and getting. I mean, Deadpool talks about Ryan Reynolds in the movie. That's fine because I'm there and I can give permission. But to use everyone else, it's really tough. I mean, we even talk about Wolverine and Hugh Jackman and all, we're using all of these things that you would never imagine would be in a superhero movie like this. So.
But I think like really what's like the most appealing thing is that in the end, no matter how unsocial Deadpool is, he's kind of it's about love. I mean, you also like mentioned that in the movie. Do you think this is going to help also just to come up with an audience that is not so keen with like what usually Deadpool would come up with?
Yeah, it's funny. It's like sort of there's a love story in there. There's a revenge story in there. There's incredible action sequences, incredibly violent moments, but that are all undercut with comedy and humor. And even the love story is, there's anytime we get too sentimental, we undercut it with some humor. So, but I think people are going to be surprised that there's a little bit of something in there for everyone. So.
And also, like, you are getting credits for being an executive producer on that one. Yeah. Was it in order just to get like a bigger paycheck, or was it more like from the talent side in order just to have more control?
No, I'm not paid any extra to produce the movie, but the reason I produced the movie is to protect Deadpool. Deadpool wasn't treated very well in Wolverine Origins the first time he appeared, and I never want to go through that again. I mean, I was such a Deadpool fan that I just wanted to be on guard for him and make sure that the Deadpool we put in this movie is the real Deadpool, the authentic one that fans all over the world love, and so that was why I produced it. And just to make sure that every dollar we have to make this movie goes on the screen, because we didn't have the budget that an X-Men movie would or an Avengers movie or anything like that, but we did make it look as big as an Avengers movie or an X-Men movie.
It does, but I mean, of course, we have now to wait for the results at the box office. But apparently, like, you know, seeing the result, there is no other way around than just having a sequel to it. Are you already working on that one? Is that fans can?
You're always a little ahead of that. You try to be ready for that, but yeah, I mean, we won't know until we're making it. But yeah, we're ready for a sequel. We've already started writing.
So finally, I would like to know. How is it that you're just gonna pick the future stuff? Because you're really good in everything. You can sell like romantic comedies. You can sell this kind of movie. You can be buried alive and convincing like critics, for that matter. What are the next projects gonna be for you? Is that you're just gonna go straight only like for Deadpool, or what is it gonna be?
I don't know. It's weird when you get this movie made that you've been trying to get made for 11 years, you finally get it, and then you have a kind of existential crisis. I'm like, well, I don't know what I want. Like, what now? What do I do now? So. We'll see. I don't know. I'd like to do a romantic comedy again if we could find a good one. I haven't done one of those since The Proposal, so we'll see.
I'm also going to watch this one. And thank you so much that you found some.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.